Hi everyone, welcome to our latest video. Really pleased to be able to show you today this quite lovely Honda CBR 600F ABS. Now this bike is a 2011 61 plate, so registered towards the end of 2011, and she's covered only 5,600 miles from new. Now we're quite familiar with this bike. We actually sold this bike a couple of years ago to our good friend and local post lady Trudy, when the bike had only done 4,800, and due to her huge workload, unfortunately Trudy only managed another 800 miles in the 2 years that she owned the bike. I can only assume that that's due to the huge amounts of bills and rate demands that she has to deliver to us. Thanks for that, Trudy. Now, but all jokes aside, Trudy's really looked after this bike, and it's a credit to both her and former keepers. I'll just show you on this really nice sort of dash that only Honda can make, really. It's just so neat and concise. As you can see, a nice broad LED display, and you can probably just make out there with the glare 5631 is the mileage. You see the ABS light there, so just to confirm, this is the ABS model, and that's Honda's CABS, which is the combined ABS front and rear, and it's a really good system and overall a really good bike. So it's powered by an inline 4-cylinder engine. Excuse the noise of the helicopters going over. So this is the power plant. This is a 599cc inline 4-cylinder engine, which was first used in the CBR 600RR, but obviously it's been slightly detuned for the CBR 600F down to about 100 horsepower, which is more than enough to crack on. It's still a fast bike, but as you can probably imagine, being detuned to some 30 horsepower less than the CBR 600RR, to say that it's under-stressed and bulletproof would be a bit of an understatement. So typical Honda build quality and reliability, really nice sleek design, sporty enough to keep up with some of the bigger bikes around the twisties. But you will notice that we've actually got clip-ons that are actually above the top yoke, and they're perfectly balanced to the foot peg position and the seat height, which ultimately gives you a really nice comfortable riding position. Sporty, but nowhere near neck and back crippling like the you know, like the crop of 600 super sport bikes normally are. So ideal as a sports tourer, as a commuter, but equally in the right hands could still hustle on a track day. Okay, so we'll do some close-ups for you. She's basically a standard bike with no optional extras whatsoever. So as she came out of the factory, other than, of course, this colour-coded hugger, and that gives us a chance while we're down here to do some close-ups. You can see from the low mileage the results with the cleanliness of the rear shock, and you can see the back of the frame and just through to the back of the engine there. Absolutely immaculate. And when Trudy bought the bike, as I say, just over 800 miles ago, we had these Pirelli Angel ST tyres fitted. So they've done just 800 miles. I'll come up to the tank. You see we've got a nice carbon effect HRC tank protector there, just to stop your jacket scratching the tank. And as you can see, we've got a nice wide single seat unit. When I say single seat, I mean a combined pillion and rider seat unit. We can get a pillion cowl to go over that, which looks quite nice, which aren't too expensive. But again, opportunity to do some close-ups. Really nice, neat, low-slung exhaust. And again, you can see that rear shock from the right-hand side of the bike, along with this Optimate charging point. We've just fitted a brand new battery on the bike as well, so obviously just coming into winter, that's one less thing to worry about. And she also benefits from a full service history. I believe there's 4 stamps in the service book, and she has just been done again by ourselves, ready for the new owner. So again, do some close-ups. You'll see largely unmarked. If you can pick it out on the camera, there is one tiny chip on the side of the engine case there. Certainly nothing that detracts from the overall look of the bike. And the fairings themselves, all the painted sections, are all absolutely blemish free. As you can see, the adjusters have never been touched, but at least by seeing those you know that the suspension is adjustable for any rider's given height and weight. Although, unless I'm mistaken, I think the MCM review basically said that unless you're going 2 up with luggage, largely the suspension is good enough for you to leave alone. It will cover most eventualities. Again, you can see the front Pirelli Angel ST there as well, which is also done, as I say, just 800 miles. And again, all the painted surfaces on the left hand side. No marks or scratches or scuffs. With some close-ups you can see even the brake calipers. No build-up of brake dust. No rust or corrosion in the bobbins on the brake disc, and the wheels, which are quite a nice sort of matte or satiny finish, are all completely immaculate as well. For being really picky, there's a little stone chip, or a couple of little stone chips on the leading edge of the front mudguard there, which doesn't sit particularly well with us, but we have to realise that despite its low mileage, this bike is 7 years old now. And there's also just a little tiny scuff mark on the underside of the left hand casing there, which is really minor, to be honest, and as I say, you can barely notice it, but just in the interest of integrity I think it's worth noting. Okay, so let's start her up for you. As always, all our bikes are started up from completely cold. So we'll see the instrument panel do its self-check there, and when we're running you'll see along the top we've got a nice LCD tacho there, rev counter. Excuse the camera for a second. There we go. You can see the ABS light remains illuminated. Basically with all modern ABS systems, just a safety check. As soon as the bike's doing 4 or 5 miles an hour and it gets a signal from both the wheel speed sensors, that will disappear. If it doesn't, see your local Honda dealer. But I think that's one of the great things about Honda is, whilst I think arguably they do deliver a more sensible range of bikes than maybe some of the other manufacturers, you know what you're getting with a Honda. Fantastic build quality, really good resale values, and bomb-proof performance at the same time. Now we'll blip the throttle for you in just a moment, if I can get my words out properly. But just while we're letting the engine warm up a bit, I know this is a subjective issue because, you know, looks are subjective, but obviously this bike was superseded by the CBR 650F. But I've had a number of people, and myself included, that feel that in many respects this is actually a better looking bike because the fairing actually covers more of the bike. On the CBR 650, the fairing sort of cuts down here. There's a lot more engine on show here, and it almost resembles almost like a half-faired bike. And I feel that the 600F looks very much like a full-on sports bike, but as I say, it's got the comfort and the reliability of a commuter and sports tourer. Okay, so now the idle's settled down and she's got some temperature. So don't expect any fireworks because this is a standard exhaust, but just to give you an idea. Time to switch her off. And there you have it. That's our 2011 61 plate Honda CBR 600F ABS. She's covered just 5,600 miles from new with a full service history, and this bike is available at $4,995. I hope you enjoyed the video.